Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gamebreakers. I'm here with the Gamebreakers crew. I got Will and Thomas and Allison, and we are playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, and we are in the Tomb of Annihilation module. We've been playing for a while, so you should go back and check out our earlier episodes to get caught up and find our heroes now in the 5th level of the dungeon, Tomb of the Nine Gods, which they have found and collected several of the trickster spirit gods they have come across so far. And there are still more waiting. And our heroes had last taken the stairs down into the lakes and seen the trap that was the stone juggernaut. And thanks to some rogue shenanigans and appropriate tools, it was quickly dispatched. And that gets us about caught up with where we're at now. So I'll go ahead and hand it over to my crew here and tell me what you're doing here down in this sloped hallway.
Already in action to attack anything hostile.
Best
You know, the usual.
And
Alex and Chippy are going to examine the walls and ceiling and various crevices. Do you want to roll for that?
to do the say that again.
They're just going to look around and see if they find any interesting, writing or,
Give me some
further
investigation.
exploration.
Indeed. I believe there had been the hidden room that Roken had found here. There was the 4-armed gargoyle over here. Some talk of magic.
I'm thinking we should explore the hidden room first, and then we'll go back to the other room. Wait, no, Chippy's not in there, so they'll each explore one room. That's it.
So Wayne's keeping an eye on things. Kanu is gonna stay with Wayne. I don't see Wayne here on the map here. Right there? Okay. Well, there it is. Thank you. Kanu will stay with you. We got Alex down here in the corner. Roken, what are you doing?
I'll assist in this exploring the secret room. Where was that?
Okay. So I'll have you make a investigate there.
Yeah. $25. Investigate.
That's fairly solid. So, what you will see is that there is this shelf that is above this door that would open. And I think may kind of recall the gemstone. And so there's a spiked ruby about the size of a fist. Does this sound familiar? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, but it's dangerous.
And then also there's an opportunity for a history check to follow up on the spiked ruby.
Sure.
Or anyone else you want to share it with.
22.
22 is solid. And the 22 is going to tell you about a story. something you heard when you were at the inn back in Port Neon's room. There was a Maztecan empire, and in the Great Pyramid, capital city, there was a relic of a cult of Zoltek, and this spiked ruby was used for its dagger-like point and plunged into the hearts of many countless sacrifices.
Damn.
It's as a gem, you would see that it's probably worth at least 5,000 gold, but being that it is a fabled gem of history, it's at least 5 times that.
And this is inlaid in the door, you said?
It was sitting on a shelf, just like
Oh.
boop, right on top.
Oh, mine now. I tell no one.
Bloop. And Ruby tucked away, you find that room otherwise clear. And then I think we had a discussion point from Lucanu. I recall. She was trying to talk to Wayne about something.
Wayne is a great listener.
And she was talk about some of her time having served under Queen Napaka, and how great Omu used to look. The story that you shared of it being in ruins now is heartbreaking, only followed further by being taken to her queen's crypt. But if not for you and your company, I'd still be trapped in that mirror. So I'll definitely help you on this. There's nothing for me to go back to. And I'll pivot to Chippy. What's Chippy doing?
Chippy is just wandering around, looking at the room. I think he's probably looking for any signs of any interesting magic-y kind of stuff. I've been a little confused.
Right?
Yeah, I'll do an investigate, but I'm so the history skill empowerment spell that he cast is supposed to last an hour.
Hour?
I'm not very good at estimating game time. I tend to lose track. He cast that a long time ago. I think I'm just arbitrarily going to say that's worn off by now.
I think it was cast after the rest.
That
right? And then
actually,
after a short rest, and then you went upstairs and messed with the dude, then came down here. It's probably been like 30 minutes, 35.
Are you sure? I think I may have cast it before the rest.
Well, if it was before your rest, then clearly that's done.
Oh well, I can't remember, so we're not going to do that. So I will roll investigate instead.
I'm not tracking your spell slots. I sure hope you are.
Well, no, not the slots. The timing. Like I have a lot of things that have a duration of 1 minute, and aside from counting turns, whatever. This is not a discussion for during the game. So anyway, yeah, he's just wandering around the room.
You mentioned wandering and taking a look. I'd prompted that investigate there for you, but I will definitely give you at least that the candlelit room cast some light across some sculpted reliefs along the wall here. And these are humanoids with bestial heads kneeling before a black star.
Black Star. I feel like I'm probably wrong here, but I mean, it could be the sphere of annihilation. Nothing else is jumping out at me, but there's probably lots of things that could be.
I mean, if you're saying any of that out loud, Wayne, that'll make sense. That's what they used up in the place where we found the sphere of annihilation. Like that had a bunch of Black Star stuff on it, right? Seems like it makes sense.
Yeah, similar. As Roken returns to the group, Tim will step forward. The statue over there did have some kind of aura of magic, but actually just went out when Roken went in the other room. Did you find any like traps or levers or buttons in there? Turn it off?
No, didn't find anything mechanical like that.
Gotcha.
Maybe it was a trigger for the Juggernaut to come alive.
Well, the Juggernaut was in pieces when I was checking out the statue. It was
Nah.
in the other room that it went out. Well, it's not magically interesting anymore. Next. Tim will wander down to the other end of the room here.
Wayne got a 16 on his insight while Roken was lying bald-facedly right to us. But I don't know if that
Opposed
catches.
That's going to be an opposed bluff there. Or maybe I'll just take I mean, there's rolls, but we could also take our flats there. Right?
Yeah,
Passives.
it's up to you. I could roll deception or what's your
Yeah,
pleasure?
Wayne made a roll, so make your deception.
All right, deception.
I mean, it do be like that, doesn't
I
it?
got a natural 20.
Dun dun dun.
This seems fine.
Sold. Indeed. Yeah, no one there seems to take any notice to your claim. Didn't find nothing.
I figured
Alex.
Wayne was probably the only one that had a shot, and only because his hitchhiker gives him advantage on wisdom checks. But no love there.
Alex was there and watching, and she enjoys the moment, although she is invisible.
And he walks back to the other end. Yeah, there's no magic in here. Interesting reliefs there. Where to next? Broken.
Oh, guess down the hallway here. Right.
He follows you, but he follows closely behind. I'll keep an
Guess
eye
we'll,
out for any magic.
yeah, I'll roll an investigation as we walk down the hallway.
Okay.
22.
All right. So, as you head down the hallway here, We have. Let me double check. It is a fairly dark tunnel, but it does lead to this pivot and then termination point. And as you approach, there's a smell. And as you get to this around this corner, the smell becomes pungent. The pungent stench fills the room, and ahead you see this pentagonal room.
Hmm.
It seems to be a garden of sickly plants. I'm trying to do some reveals here for you. If you see that. And whatever the smell is this. Now you see these sickly plants and rotting compost fills most of the interior. And there's a few narrow paths along the side. And from the middle of the garden, there's a 6-foot tall, rusty sprinkler. And above that, there's a shaft that leads upward.
Is the door open?
The door is open. And you see these riveted iron sheet walls surrounding this compost room, as far as you can tell.
I'm gonna try casting prestidigitation on some of the muck.
All right.
See if cleaning the space does anything.
And as you turn the magic to the muck, you do find that it does clean up as expected.
The lunatic just slaps its tongue flat across your whole back and delivers a protection from poison spell.
Thanks. And I'll just it's a cantrip, so I'll just keep casting it like a path through it to the middle.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and ping here, but there does seem to be kind of like a walk path along this wall.
I'm just going straight through.
And that does also seem to be like there's another entrance or doorway or something there.
Okay.
But
Oh,
you're just
jeez.
gonna make your way forward, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
To
Alex, still invisible, will cast Detect Evil and Good, and tell everybody about her findings. So it's 30 foot from her.
Thanks for the drop there. That's appreciated.
Quick note, Allison, you're going to be immune to poison for a whole hour. I just read the duration.
nice.
Not concentration. Great spell.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Okay, well. So Roken makes her way towards the center, and there is a sprinkler, rusty sprinkler, and a small line of clean is standing out from the filth around it, showing that the prestidigitation seems to be working. As Alex casts Detect Good and Evil, you don't have any sort of immediate sense of one of these things. Nothing immediately stands out. And then there is this upward space, as you can see. Roken, you can see really clearly that these riveted iron walls rise up to a ceiling above, that's at least a floor above, maybe if not more.
Hmm.
And if you can make a memory check there or something similar.
Yeah. See. Be what? Like intelligence?
Yeah, give me intelligence. Give you a DC 12.
9.
Doesn't do it for you.
Nope.
So for the two of you with a line of sight on what you're seeing,
Alex got a 5.
yeah, that was solid, impressive. The
Alex will begin flying up though as we stare up slowly.
you do find that while it is somewhat dark, you approach upwards some 40, 30-ish, 40 feet estimate until you ascend out of a pit at the bottom of the grand stairwell, like from the upper floors. Here's the 4 pillars with the perched gargoyles on top. And in the center was a pit, which seems to fall into here.
Oh, this was that room. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
now you see the other side.
Ah.
I feel like it would be useful if I went out to the open water and did I get a sense that this is a large area. Just do a quick aerial scout of like stealth scout, no engagement. Just see what we're dealing with here.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's boats out there. It's and there might be a way out. There's boats out. So I figure it's worth checking out before we dig too much deeper into the traps and curated net. Everybody good if I go out and make a quick circle alone? Not all gonna fall apart on me.
Yeah.
All right, great. Stay strong.
Like I bet Roken's gonna touch the things anyway.
Roken was gonna touch the things if I was here. That's fine. In fact, Roken's the only one I feel like is okay to touch anything.
I've
The only
used
one
Chippy.
qualified.
As you as Wayne heads out over the water, Chippy is madly digging in one of his bags, and he pulls out a ring and puts it on, and he's going to walk about 10, 15 feet out on top of the water and just sort of watch Wayne just kind of look around.
I think I lost a screen share.
I bet you did. I'm sorry. As Wayne goes and is heading out, and you start to do that, Wayne is like, "You are live bait right now. Don't get your feet on solid ground. We don't know what's in that water."
Did we just lose something changed in the call?
Oh, I'm not seeing. Oh no, I just had to reshare my. Sorry,
Okay.
everybody. Just to play out. My bad.
It does look like it's not the same as it was there a moment ago. It's like both of the screen shares stopped. I don't know why.
Me neither. I blame Discord.
Hey, look, now it's all working. There was a momentary visual disruption. My apologies there. Technical. But the story continues. And as Wayne heads out, you see the boats here docked in these waters. There's a small staircase that leads down, as you can see there, and you have to
And is that like a diving cage there?
there certainly is a thing there, isn't there? Why don't you give me some kind of perception
Or a gibbet?
and
Top down, tough to tell.
details, right?
Did you say perception?
Mm-hmm.
I think I remember you specifically saying it was a diving cage. You said something about the monster's fangs could just barely reach you if you're in the middle of it inside.
19.
And with take a look around, you see that there is a lake here. This stone column stretches up into the cavern roof,
Which is
and
how high?
I think it's 12, 15, depending on the spot.
I'll fly up to the top.
That would be from the top of the stairs. So once you step down to the water, I think you're at like the 15 to 20 to the roof, right? If that's 0, lakes at or whatever. Yeah. And the look around shows you that the clearly old moss-covered stones stairs lead up to this now open door here, and that there are these pair of rowboats that are docked by rope, and a rusty iron cage is in the slimy waters. It seems to be on a chain with a nearby winch. And you do catch the shapes of phosphorescent crabs moving along the bottom of the water there underneath the cage.
Um, is anything obstructing my dark vision for 120?
I'm opening up some vision here, right? You see that there is this other area. This doorway or this hallway here is that you just came through. You now see ahead of you, and it seems to be like somewhat above the water, so you could go under it by boat, and that would be um, kind of like a low um, overhang.
Okay.
Right?
And but the walls go all the way to the ceiling. And on that, like this room as well, the obviously poison gas filled room.
Yeah, it goes upwards, yes.
Okay.
And from where you see, it seems to be part of a something larger there, right? It is one of like 2 structures.
Yeah, and it looks like gears from what I can see so far. So, uh, okay, I will continue clockwise. And it's going to be pause for 6 seconds, taking full stealth at total defense action. I'm holding my shield, not my, but with a bow in one hand. Right, can't use it unless I drop the shield, but don't need it. Can't use it if something surprises attacks me either. But if I have a shield, so and then just darting using my tabaxi movement, just darting from like cover point to cover point or corner to corner. Specifically, also watching because dark vision penetrates the water too, right? How deep is it?
So there are spots that are like under the like near the cage, that seem shallower, like up near the edges But there does seem to be some depth. I can give you some numbers here in a moment, but as far as taking a look at it, it's enough to go be submerged. And at the point that you're at here, I'll go ahead and ping that. You estimate that there is about 20 feet of surface to the cavern ceiling, and about as much from the water to the bottom of the lake.
Oh, and is this also cut off? All right. All right. So I am then going to dash under here. I assume this walkway, like the one that they're currently in,
Yeah.
is raised up. Okay.
Although, yeah, it does have an under spot, so you can go underneath. Right, it would be 10.
Right.
Underneath, yeah.
Now I also see there's some kind of joint here. Is that perfectly flush from the outside? Is like
That's just me having a hard time drawing there. It's part of it. It like the other spot that you saw fits against the walkway.
okay.
It doesn't seem to have any sort of visual disjoint or disconnect.
Okay.
That's just my poor revealing.
Here, so
And I revealed you two bouts here. Yeah. And as you circle around these pieces of whatever they are, it's clear that you see this dark underground lake as it opens up for you here. And from its ceiling, it is festooned with chains and gears. You have a stone cog that rises out of the water, right? You're circling around. Well, there's two more connected to it on the other side. And there's rusty metal conduits that stretch from the cavern walls. That's like the walkways there. And the water of the lake is slimy, and there's pinpricks of phosphorescent light twinkling in the murk. And if you hold still, you can see little crab-like shapes of glowing crabs on the bottom. Giving you some more reveal as you're in your new spot here. And as you circle around and you see the backside of these cogs, stone pillars, there does seem to be something going on here on the centerpiece, a structure that stands off of it.
and is it got kind of a similar construction as there is here and here, like it's the walkway above the water?
Indeed, and it has it's not the stone type, but it's the iron pillar.
Okay.
Right, the stone pillar and then the iron hallway connector.
Right. I will take my 6 seconds, keyed for movement, especially underwater, making sure nothing's coming to get me. I've got a stealth of 20. What did I roll? 26. And they've got disadvantage on perception.
So, your stealth continues as you move from shadow to shadow, silently floating along on your broom.
From here, I still have 70 feet of movement. I would need to see more to know where to go.
Yep.
Also, do I hear anything? I mean, in a cavern with water that does not compress for sound, I'm more likely to hear anything that's carrying through.
There is the wafting of the chains across the ceiling. There seems to be an air current.
Okay,
There
that's
is like a water flow, like it's not still, so the water has some kind of motion to it. And from that, you see that there are a number of these critters that are moving under the water, but there's nothing that particularly stands out here, visually or auditorially. But on this north side, there does seem to be another one of these iron hallways that are above the water there.
okay. I'll dip under that.
And you do come around this to see, as your passive perception, that some of those tomb dwarves that you'd seen before
Mhm.
are in some kind of climbing harness hanging from the ceiling. They seem to be working on a chain. As you watch them for a moment, they seem to break off of the link and drop it, and then grab a replacement link and then put it into place. And it seems like there's a second one that seems to be scraping away at the cog. There seems to be some kind of slimy moss growth. It's swabbing the decks. It looks like a maintenance crew.
Mm,
They do seem armed, but it's tools in their hands, not weapons.
right. They don't seem to notice me.
And you do see in this point of view that there is an additional one of those iron hallways to the south of you. Here, you catch a glimpse of it.
Okay. I will hold for 6 seconds. Make sure the dwarves don't see me. Are they, like you said, in this area?
There's one here and there's one here. It was on the inside of the cog wall,
Got it.
and so you didn't see it until you got past the point of view there. But what you did see is that there's those two working.
Okay.
And As you count off 6, there's a sound of chain movement, and a third one slides into view down the chain as it towards the bottom of its loop, and it comes into view, and it looks to you and sees you and reaches into its tool belt and puts a chain on the chain and removes the link and seems to both have noticed you and then continue working.
Okay.
I'll give you an additional perception check now that you are on this side of the lake, Cog and such.
Oh, that should be advantage. Sorry. 22.
So with a 22, you make out the sound of 4 workers. It seems that there's likely another one somewhere in here. It sounds like rustling chains, mostly.
Hmm. All right. I will continue headed to the left.
All right, go ahead and show me where you're headed there. All right. And as you continue, you do spot from that side the 4th worker that you heard, and that this seems to like curl around the corner here. And with that, there is something further to explore in both directions. And okay, I see it now there. Taking to the the space below from there, you see that this is a waterfall. And the walls of this grotto are slick with slime. And there's kind of that air of decay and some filthy water that tumbles down from the hole in the ceiling. And it courses down through like a rough hewn tunnel carved out of the wall that leads down into the lake. And there is an opening above.
I think I recognize this. Like there was a waterfall above us with like a ledge, and treasure chest that I think might have been a mimic, if I remember right. Does that match what I'm seeing when I look up with 120 feet of dark vision?
You do see that there is the waterfall, and you see that there is some sort of something that it opens to above, but you would probably need a better perspective to try to maybe recognize it or compare it to something. But there's also nothing inhibiting you from heading up.
Yeah. I still have, well, I've still got 30 feet of movement. I'll go ahead and use the first part of that or use that to head up.
Okay. So you head upwards, and it does seem to be some distance. It would be, more than this turn's movement. but as you travel upward, nothing jumps out to get you necessarily as you begin your ascent upward.
Right. I will take my pause and then once again do the same. This time just doing a double move instead of a defense action, which is a triple move because I'm a tabaxi.
Of course.
And just a quick, how much farther up do I see a roof? Like, if this is an exit, I'm gonna check it out.
You're like, I'm getting out.
Right. I mean, it's still dark, but I don't know what time of day it is.
Right. Okay. So you spend your time ascending, and we'll take you to 100 feet.
I still have 50 feet of move.
And after 100 feet, you come into a familiar underground river plunging into a rocky chasm below. The cold air swirls upward, and that ornate treasure chest sitting on a ledge.
Mm-hmm. I will stop flying and drop straight down.
I believe it was already opened. Right, yeah.
Yeah, I think we had some sort of. I don't remember. I remember it was weird over there. I think I don't know, years ago.
It
I
was
will stop.
slippery. It was slippery, and you were going to fall down. But we flew over there. This was easy. Yeah. So the 100-foot travel upwards gets you to, the familiar room of before, and
All right.
then you have your return to
Right.
the chasm below.
So I will free fall 100 feet,
Yep.
and my spirit, my hitchhiker, makes me immune from fall damage. So I then defy the laws of physics and take off at 90 degrees with the rest of my movement.
Yeah. And has the return to the waterfall below.
And that will get me to here. Take my 6 seconds, make sure nothing's coming for me, do my stealth. Can't believe that one got a 29.
There. What's going on?
Right? That's not a tomb dwarf. That's a polymorph dragon. I'm not screwing. any average mook that spots me, I'm like, you are something different. We're gonna have
something here.
All right, and then I will continue this way. I'll let you move me across the. You said there's another one of those bridge things, so I don't just like guess where till the reveal is.
Where you're going, yeah. I got big squares I'm painting with, so here we go. We're revealing it. You find yourself at the other end of this space and see these cogs, from before. You're familiar with this space.
Mm-hmm.
And you do see, as you swoop below this water, that there is something in the water below.
Something friendly?
You can see it right here.
friendly.
Now,
Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Wayne has to make a roll now because Thomas knows what that picture is.
make some arcana, something.
Any intelligence rolls. Oh,
It's all just
yeah, it's a flat +0, but I did roll a nat 20, so I must have heard a story once from some other range, like don't fuck with this thing.
this thing. This thing. Before the coming of the gods, aboleths lurked in
Yeah.
the primordial oceans and underground lakes. They reached out with their minds and seized control of the life forms of the mortal realm, making those creatures their slaves. Their dominance made them like gods. Then the true gods appeared, smashing the Aboleth Empire and freeing the slaves. The Aboleths have never forgotten. So, something like that.
Okay. I'm going to finish my move to here.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. And then
See the rowboat like just over here, like
okay.
underneath this.
Then,
It's a
then,
full
I'm,
loop.
then I'm going to pause for 6 seconds. And then I'm going to ready in action to double move if it starts moving, if it starts aggressively moving my direction.
Mm-hmm.
And then from 20 feet above the water, I'm just going to, hello there. Are you trapped here?
And
Would you like to kill a lich with me? And then I just get ready.
And as you speak, there's like a sudden jolt as that thing from the water flips around to face you and comes to the surface.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Obtain my ready to action.
Well, let's see here.
And I might also posit that I'm only 75 feet away from Chippy. And if I'm not trying to whisper, so there's a real good chance Chippy heard that. Or at least here's Wayne chatting with something.
And as you speak up, there is a creature that comes to the surface. And its mouth forms strange sound. Do you understand the deep speech?
No.
And then, after some words and a waiting moment,
Oh God, I don't still have tongues on. Do that was a while ago. Never mind.
right? And there is a telepathic wave that comes over your mind. And with that, that same tone of voice from its strange mouth, but now heard in your mind. And it speaks to you and it asks, "What are you doing here?"
Saving
And
the world.
as it asks, there is also a piece of information gleaned from this telepathic connection. And that is Wayne's greatest desires. Not just one, but does those desires ordered by greatness. What are Wayne's desires? This is not a conversation piece to say. I am asking you what those might be, because as the voice speaks to you and asks what you're doing, what it hears is your reply and all of your greatest desires.
Terrific. They all draw from a single thing, and that is to be the perfect weapon for my pacted angel.
Okay.
Right? I mean, he wants to save the world, destroy the soulmonger, so that he can become a more perfect weapon. Right?
Of course.
Yeah. To be the perfect weapon to fulfill and to fulfill the angel's shots. Right? He got literally shot out of her actual bow last week, and it was the best time of his life.
Right.
Last week, you're gonna have to go way farther than 1 week back on the VODs. Sorry, everybody.
And with that information there, the voice bubbles forth into your mind and says, what do you know of this soulmonger you speak of?
It is interrupting the flow of souls. Did I speak of the? Hold on. No, let me answer the first question, then I'll ask my question. So, it's interrupting the proper soul of flows through the cosmos. It's got to go. What do you know about the soulmonger? Because I didn't mention it.
Oh, you didn't mention it. I see. Well, no, it's plain as day to see why you're here. And perhaps I could dissuade you. I know that you know what I am. I am older than the gods that you serve.
That's true, and I'm saying all this out loud. I have heard of Aboleth before and did recognize your form. I am properly cautious. I hope you understand.
As you should be.
You should know I'm not alone, but we're not here for you at all. In fact, if you're stuck here, I would love to get everything that wants out of this place, unless it's already undead, and then it gets to be real dead.
Okay. Well, you're not here alone, though maybe I will meet you and your friends by the docks in, say, 10 minutes. And it ducks under the water and is gone.
To do what? Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, you say it's gone, but the water's not that deep. I have 120 feet of dark vision. Goes and
Yeah.
it lurks
Well,
on the bottom, and I'm still just making eye
You're like-
contact. Like, so that's
right? But it does take off, in motion.
So we have a date with an app. I will finish the circle, and as I come onto the bridge, like look at Chippy and like, did you hear all that, or just my side? You just heard my side, didn't you? Crap. Oh, you're muted, Chippy. You hear all that? Or just my side? Just my side. Okay, so there's an aboleth in the water, not immediately hostile, but doesn't mean it's not going to try and eat us. It wants to have a chat on the dock in 10 minutes.
I'm thinking rain check. I don't know. I don't want to be the coward in the group, but I mean,
I also feel like it might be real bad manners to stand it up.
all right. So how about this? How about just for the nonce, I'm gonna stay a few feet back, and I'm gonna cast Intellect Fortress on both of us to give us a little advantage on our saving throws and resistance to psychic damage. And any other ideas?
Let's go see what anybody else has. And I don't think we all have to go. I just told them I told them we're not alone. I didn't tell them how many we got. So if it's just like we put, me and an illusion or something, we can figure that out. Hey everybody. I found some shit in the lake. I'll go down the hall.
Who's our big guns when it comes to an aboleth? Like, who in the party is going to have a special knack for, I don't know, whatever?
Help. I mean, I hit it as hard as I hit anything else that's undead, but I gotta tell you, shooting a bow into water isn't as easy as it's cracked up to be. Oh wait, no, I take that back. A bow is one of the couple of weapons that can actually shoot underwater, and not be, and not have anyway. It's piercing, but neither here nor there. I didn't see anything out there that we need to get. There weren't any I didn't say the word secret door at any point in that in that flight, but it was something I was checking for. I just didn't mention it. But yeah, I didn't see any pathways or tunnels or anything. There's a waterfall that goes back up to the first floor, but or was it second floor? I think it was first floor. But other than that, I didn't see any workaround. There looks like there's some sort of walkways attached to these gear mechanisms, but got to get to it. Anybody else want to? Do we want to do anything in the 10 minutes before we're supposed to meet the aboleth? Does anybody else want to come?
I'll come.
Okay.
All right. So the way Intellect Fortress spell works is that it would be easiest for me to do either 3 or 4 people. More than that is a hassle. But I can give 3 or 4 of us resistance to psychic damage, and then advantage on the 3 intellectual saving throws, which I feel like might be helpful for us in this. I mean, there might be something more powerful I could do, but that's like a quick, easy one.
Yeah. Go for it. I think that's great.
Yep.
So 3 or 4 of us. I feel like Alex wants to come along, but she's not necessarily that useful.
Well, if she keeps a distance from stealth, she's really useful. If she's up in melee, well,
I mean, she's got 80 hit points and does decent damage, so she's not terrible in either regard, but she's not like super either. All right, well, she'll come along if no one else wants to. So Alex, Roken, Wayne, and Chippy. Do we need a healer?
oh, Tim.
Tim.
How do you know anything about Aboleth? You have any Aboleth friends?
I mean, look, just because we come from the outer planes doesn't mean that we all speak to the Aboleths.
I just assumed that you're a well-traveled cosmopolitan slot about town and have many types of friends, Tim.
I have all sorts of slide friends. Let me tell you. Red ones and blue ones and other gray ones too, but we usually didn't hang out very long. You know. I know that they have potent powers of the mind.
Hate that.
So you're going to meet him because you're friends?
If it knows anything useful, if there's, it might. It, for all I know, it has a key to the next level in this place. That's how the whole I don't know, man. I just gotta check it out.
It's just one of those things. Okay. You're just going along with it. All right.
But we should be ready. So I'll be out above the water over the cage.
All right. You and who are the people that are showing up here?
The lunatic will be on the stairs on the interior.
Okay.
Broken, where are you gonna? Oh, I see.
So we got Broken and where? Oh, there's Chippy. Several of you inside. Just Wayne outside. Hanging out.
The lunatic will cast a minor image of our barbarian sitting on the steps. It's like he's with us. Just holding still, being watchful.
All right. Anyone else?
All right, folks. So before this happens, let's all come together. Let's have a circle. Okay. Group hug? No? No? Okay, not a group hug. All right. But here, how about one hand in the center? Or flipper. That's fine. That's fine, lunatic. That's fine. Okay. So Chippy casts water breathing on everybody. He has to be able to see them all. It says, all right, rub-a-dub-dub, yay. I don't know. Somebody say a cheers. Come on. Somebody got a toast? Toast for the bride.
Ta-da, says Tim. About to join you there. And while I haven't kept up with their movement now that we're taking our places, we have Lucana who has joined here, but we'll stay inside. Where's the fox this time? Is that going to be in the robes?
Yeah.
Okay, tucked away. Gotcha.
And just as a side note, I'm sure the golden cursed comedian skull above the lunatic had some really awful toast to give you, Chippy.
So now everyone can breathe underwater just in case, and it lasts 24 hours with no concentration. Yay! And also, Roken and Alex and Wayne and Chippy have our little intellect fortressy stuff. Tim, sorry, I don't have a 7th level slot. And you look under your chair. No, too soon.
Bees for everyone. And as the water seems to take some action, it seems to recede a little bit and then surge, and these creatures swim from across this hallway and come to the surface.
Features?
Creatures.
I don't like that at all.
And this aboleth seems to have company in tow, which, as they get there, they fan out. The different parts of the room here. Do you seize them?
Yeah, they're a little tough, blue on blue. It looks like, but
Yeah. It's somewhat unpleasant. I don't have a handout within the Roll20 there to show you, so my apologies. But I think I could probably do something like this. Maybe? No? No, that was just doomed for everything. Nice. The creatures come to the surface, and that telepathic wave comes out and spreads across everyone's mind. And the strange sounds come forward from its mouth, which give you the deep speech, which no one seems to understand. And I put a larger picture in the Discord there, so
It's different than undercommon, right?
different,
Yeah.
deep speech. This is aberration. Weird stuffs. And as you have that telepathic wave, spread out, ahead of you, and these
Alex says, "Oh, I sense an aberration around here somewhere."
and yes, as that spell is relevant as they approach, right? But these things, something, and as those critters spread out, the aboleth surfaces, and the telepathic imprint in the same tone or voice as its burbling sounds has a very distinctly different kind of vibe, as the voice that speaks forward now seems very gleeful and childlike. Hi, are these new friends? And it looks around at everyone and seems to kind of shift in place a little bit, and look away and look back and kind of make a facsimile of a smile showing its teeth. Do you want to play? Now this is a for Wayne, this is very distinctly different. Like, is this a different aboleth?
Mm-hmm.
Same person I was talking to.
I was exactly like, are there any like I don't know if there's like I is it wrinkled in all the same places? Like, does it have like is there coloring markings that are distinctive? That are like, is this the same aboleth?
As you can take a look over, your passive will tell you that it seems to have some of the same. It seems to be the same one, but certainly doesn't bring that attention forward.
No discernible visual difference,
But as
but
it scans its way across and stops and looks at Chippy, do you want to play? And it splashes around over to that side of the dock.
Isn't
hey, we met earlier, right?
Earlier?
play cards?
Okay, I guess.
You want to play cards
I don't
or
know.
dice? Maybe.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, great. So, new friends. We're trying to find our way out of here. Do you know how to get out of here?
I know that the lake is enclosed. There is a waterfall on the far side.
Yeah, but that goes to a place where the door's locked.
It goes up, not down.
Mm-hmm.
There's not an out. There isn't a way out. Not that I know of.
So you just live here.
So I swim around and I meet new friends sometimes. And then it looks to the creature. Sometimes I make new friends. And these other critters kind of, move about in place.
Cool. Well, tell us about where you live. What's with these platforms?
Sometimes they turn
Do you know what makes them
or
turn?
just hang from the ceiling and they play with the chains. Do I know what makes them turn?
Mhm.
The only time they turn is when someone goes in the room. It kind of swims over to here. When someone goes in the room over there, sometimes they turn. Swims back.
Oh, how do how do how does somebody get to the room over there?
Usually they go inside.
No other way. Usually, is there sometimes somebody does it a different way?
I mean, I can't go. I don't fit inside. But I hear them, and it swims over to the walkway. They walk through this, and then they go in here, and then they go in here, and then they go over here.
And then sometimes it turns.
And sometimes they go over here, and then the voice trails off. And there's splashing, and clearly something's still happening, and then the voice gets louder, and as the voice comes back telepathically, it comes from underneath. And then those are the other times I heard things inside. And it seems to just be carrying on the conversation it was having as it swam away and around.
That Chippy's going to send a magical message to Wayne, which only Wayne can hear and can respond to, saying, "Do you think it likes good berries, or maybe some other present I could make it?"
And at this point, I'm going to pause. It's a good time to take our short break here. So we're going to take a 10 to 15 minute and we are going to be right back. So don't miss out on the continued adventures, and we will see you again very shortly.